Yo, what's good? What is good? Haroutonthetrack. We're here with a video because I discovered some things that I'm gonna try and break down a little bit on this video. So what we're gonna go through here is what is going on with the beat prices for some, because it is very interesting to see how some people are pricing these beats. We got the whole like get a beat for $1, beats for $5, or the whole 50 get one of the higher ranked licenses, but then you get 4 for free on top of the one you bought, which is still only about somewhere between 15 to $100, which is still kind of cheap for a higher licensed beat. So I am not really sure how to go about this video, but we're gonna try and break it down as much as possible what is going on, so stay tuned. If you watched my live stream yesterday, you would notice that there's a very specific pattern to the top beats on BeatStars. A lot of these are also underpriced. I know this guy's $5 for a standard lease, and his ultimate lease is $20. I don't know what he sells exclusives for. I bet you he can't sell an exclusive because he's selling so many leases that it would just mess everything up. That was a dude, this guy right here. Dollar only beats, $1 beats only. So I'm guessing he sells all of them for $1, at least leases. Yeah, and his exclusives go for 100. This is actually, I did not see this. I did not click on this profile when I was live to see this. $100, 99. So he needs to sell 10 exclusives to make $1,000. Let alone the fact that he needs to sell 1,000 basic leases to make $1,000. This is not adding up. It really is not adding up at all. Does he have an Instagram profile? Who is he? Who is this guy even? Dollar beats only. He barely has any followers or anything. How does his beats end up on the top chart? Who is he? Ain't no way he's a grown ass man, bro. Yeah, that sound like a dollar beat, bro. A $1 beat. I ain't gonna cap on that one. Let's just go through this together. Like, who are you, bro? Are you? Ain't no way you a grown ass. You're a grown man doing this. I don't know what is going on, bro. He doesn't show his face. And I understand why he doesn't do it, cause if it turns out he's a grown ass man doing that, I got questions. Like, why? Super affordable prices, bro. You need to sell 1,000 of them to even get anything that is worth it. Dog. $30 exclusive. 30. He writes on that one. But let me go back to the main playlist. Also, like, a lot of these beats have a lot in common. Also in terms of the style of instruments, or the instruments chosen, which is guitar, pianos, mainly, for a lot of them. For the trap ones, it's very basic, straight hi-hats, not much going on in terms of the drums, you know, very basic, you know, on MP3 loops is the snare on the 3 and the 7. And very simple 808 patterns turned all the way up to the point where it's peaking, you know, soft clip on the master track and all that. And you can hear the smallness, the tininess of the drums and free loops, because they don't really do nothing to them, really. They don't even add reverb or anything like that. They just loop it over and over and over again and then take things out, or maybe if they wanna be nice with it for real, they add a bass line, which is about the only extra you're gonna get with these beats, is if they decide to switch the bass up. That's it, nothing else. Which, I get it. It's very simple. Hip hop is there isn't a lot of sounds in a hip hop beat. It's a sample, a bass and drums and some percussion elements. That's it. But that's not the main problem. Main problem is how it sounds, and it doesn't sound good. It just doesn't. That whole formula with the soft clipper on the master track, it just doesn't sound good. Especially when you listen to beats that come directly through an MPC or something that's been processed through hardware and all of that. It just doesn't sound the same. I get it, you're just trying to make beats, you ain't trying to engineer or produce really nothing, because a lot of these people, they call themselves producers, but they're not producers really like that. They can be in studios with people. They're not participating in that process. Myself included, because I'm sitting here in a fucking living room in my apartment just making beats. I'm not really producing like that. But I can do it. I've been to studios and I've done it. And I understand what happens in that environment. But the only thing is, them studios I've been to, unfortunately, have been lackluster. Let's just say it like that. But yeah, a lot of 15, 20... I mean, I sell mine for 23, like the cheap ones. My prices only start to go up when we start talking about having stems and all that. Which is, if you want to do a really good mix down, you probably need stems for your beat. If you're a rapper who's really trying to make a high quality song, you're probably gonna need the stems for it. But that's that. $20. There's a guy selling beats for $5. The $1 guy. This man's right here selling for $5 a piece. And also another thing is, it's always the same beats. It never changes. The BeatStars top list, it never changes. It seems. It changes very rarely. You always find the same beats in here, as you did the last time you looked. The month before. It's been like this for a while now with these beats. And I don't even know who any of them are, really. I don't know who any of them are. This guy, I think he came up around the same time as I started making beats. That's about it. But try and look around on YouTube. See if you can find somebody who make videos on that. On the pricing of beats. And what are they actually saying? I should have signed out on my account before I did this. I mean, I don't even know who any of these guys are, bro. Doesn't seem to be any big channels actually doing anything. There's this, I don't know who he is. He has 2,000 subscribers, I don't know. And there's Beats headphones. Let me try and prices on selling beats 2022. There's like how to sell beats, how to price your beats. There's Busy Work Beats.
Alright, so you guys asked me how to price your beats, and this is how you do it. And this is not legal or financial advice. You can consult someone with fiduciary responsibility like an attorney. Everything in business is supply and demand. Supply is how much of something you have, and demand is the desire of people to get that thing. Price is a result of the collision of supply and demand. The biggest mistake I see musicians and producers make is they have way too much supply. If you're not limiting the amount of products that you offer or services, by default, you have too much supply and the demand is automatically low. So a pro tip is offer a limited quantity or try limited time offer. When you have a low supply, let's say 10 beats, you can sell them for a higher price because there's only 10. But when you have 1,000 of that beat or 1,000 copies of the beat, the demand goes down. Now, the real secret to figure out your key price is to keep raising your price until the demand shaves off. In other words, when people stop buying after you keep raising your price $10 a week, then that's how you'll know where your price is, your consensus. All right, so you guys asked me how to price your beats, and this is how you do it.
He's going about this in a very logical way. Supply demand, right? So you're telling me that the demand is so high for beats that you can get away with something for $1? I don't believe it. I don't believe you could. If he is selling 1,000 of them, if he is selling that much, so I don't mean his demand is very high, but it still doesn't add up. Ain't no way he's selling that thousands of beats like that a month. Ain't no way. Anyways, let's go back. But that's the ones doing the Instagram hustle. How I made $1,000 in 1 month selling beats in 2022. That seems a little bit more realistic, but still.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made show you my YouTube type beat channel to show you what happened when I went into this really hyper consistent mode. So I decided I was going to upload a beat nearly every single day. This is just one fundamental. Obviously, loads of
that's me for the past 5 years.
Channels which tell you how to sell your beats will tell you be consistent, and you know that's kind of set out of context, because what is consistent for me? Consistent is at least once every 3 days uploading a beat if you want to try and grow a type beat channel, because I think you have to have as many beats out there as possible while incredibly ridiculous hours of the day to produce a beat nearly every day. So you can see on the channel here a lot of beats were uploaded in the month of November, and the first knock-on effect that's had on my type beat channel is growth. So 18,000 views in 1 month. We've had nearly 300 hours.
Alright, should I show you? Hold up. I'm gonna show you my stats, my analytics. Control panel. My mouth is getting mad dry, bro. No, I don't care. You copyright claimed me from the thing from yesterday. Y'all gonna see something very interesting. Y'all gonna see something very interesting. My numbers don't look like these numbers. So what is going on here? Why does my numbers in no way, shape, or form even closely resemble his? His was for 1 month, November 2022. Alright. Give me November 2022. As a matter of fact, just give me December. Looks like it might have been a better month. December. How many videos did I release? How many videos did I release? No. Okay, we're just gonna count it because whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which is about a video every 2.5 days. Not counting the shorts. Clips. Oh, I released 3 in 1 day. So that counts as 17. Yeah, about 2.5 beats a day. Every other day ish. So if you notice the numbers, apparently I got 146 more subscribers, more subscribers than the last period. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Now look at his numbers again. I don't know what channel this is he's referring to. Is if it's this channel or another channel that he has. I think it's another channel. He has 2 channels. He hustling. But anyways, let's watch.
Hours of watch time and 70 subscribers. All of these stats, other than views, I believe I did have an over 20,000 views month before. But everything else, this is the most watch time and the most subscribers I've had in 1 month from doing this. Now, it wasn't just about being consistent though. If you have a look at the type of beats that I have uploaded in this time, will go onto my content. All the sort of beats I'm uploading are the sort of beats which over the past 6 months I've gathered the data and know work best for my channel. It hasn't always worked out. As you can see here, there is the odd beat which kind of doesn't, I can get the idea that people didn't like it, but on the whole, you can see a theme starts to arrive. Taylor Swift, acoustic pop, loud. Ed Sheeran filling into the acoustic pop, more acoustic
Oh, he's doing the pops. Okay, I see what he's doing.
pop. Taylor Swift did experiment a couple times with stuff like Charlie XCX type beat, and then some Billie Eilish beats I realized started to do okay.
But his views doesn't look looks about the same as mine's.
Me as well. But this, I know to post these type of beats because I looked at the data for the part, well, since February, what have been doing well for me. I started doing more of the synth pop, Charlie Puth and The Weeknd type beats, realizing didn't work, moved on to Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, acoustic pop. That stuff works a lot better for me, and it's absolutely crazy just for me, someone who's been posting on the Type Beat channel and the growth it's been getting, that every single one of my videos now gets over 100 views. To me, that is mental. That might not be a lot of views to some people, but considering where this channel was 3 or 4
How many subs does he have on that channel?
months ago, not every video would get over 100 views. It would have
He clearly doesn't have 20k subs.
to do well to get 100 views. Like, if a video wasn't going to do well, it wouldn't go over 100 views. Like, there's this odd anomaly here. That was again an experiment with an R&B type beat, which I like to experiment with often. But yeah, getting every single video over 100 views now is a massive turning point in the channel, and I partly put that down to the data that I've gathered up to November. So obviously, what does this have to do with selling £1,000 worth of beats? Obviously, this for me is one of the big fundamentals of gaining traffic to my website and beat store. So if we just take a quick look at how I set up, in the description you see I always use a mixture of a pro page and my own website. The reason I use the pro page is so if someone wants to buy this beat on my website, because I use embedded players, which I'll show you my website in a second, I can't send people directly to the beat. Unfortunately, with the pro page though, it's very easy to link them straight to it, so they can go straight to the beat. And in the website,
Yes,
I also have there if people want to browse beats. Now this is my website, so looking at this, the layout I was really having a problem with on my website, and I always believe that you should give credit where credit's due. Now this template website layout I have completely copied off of Heat and their website design for an artist called for a producer called Matthew May. I found that my website wasn't converting very well at all, so I had to change something up. So I went to something similar in this sort of layout. Again, credit to Heat for this kind of a layout, and I've got my embedded player on here, and to be honest, it's done so much better. I now have all the information that is needed.
Hold up. This man's pricing, dog. Here we go again. I don't know what to say at this point. This man's pricing is... Again, it's low. It's very low. Which reminds me, I have to goddamn put my prices up to the old prices again, cause... Nah.
I now have all the information.
We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. Where I'm going, I ain't going where these guys are trying to go. I'm trying to be the best. I'm trying to have the best shit. I'm trying to get me a MPC. I'm trying to get me a... Hold up. An access virus hardware deboxes, ESAs, shit. That's what I'm trying to go. I got the Zulu. Best $700 I've ever spent. And I'm gonna do that one more time. And then do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again. Then do it again. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make the coolest fucking studio there is in Denmark if I'm still here at that time, which I'm not really sure. But that's a whole nother story. But let's continue though.
That is needed for artists to come over, and I have had more sales than ever on this website as a result, which again I will show you the results in a second. So again, the combination of the YouTube channel, that's just been one directory to getting people. I've also used email marketing, taken advantage of that, and Instagram. I message on Instagram loads more than I ever have done, and posting on there as well. So let's get into the...
So you message people on Instagram too?
nitty gritty now of BeatStars and how that all came out. So in the month of November, you can see as a result of the consistency.
Yeah, he's definitely running. He's running BeatStars ads heavily to get that many plays.
The posting, there was a massive upturn, like you can notice in views. Now, views don't mean sales, but you can tell that there's more eyeballs now onto my BeatStore, so that's always a good start. And the big thing for me is I do free downloads to collect emails, so the reason why my email list was able to grow, you can see here's a big difference. Some points we were getting 7 to 8 free downloads a day. Obviously some people that can be repeat business, but I was getting emails and straight away targeting emails. I did run campaigns on email for Black Friday, which I do think has helped with.
When you do this, you definitely should have a certain... Oh, it's a tough one, dog, because how many of these would ideally you need to convert to sales later on? 1 in 4 of them, like 25% of them. I don't know what the ideal number would be for that.
The sales, which I covered in a previous video, by the way, so if you want to check out that video afterwards, I'll leave a link in the description.
Because you gotta be very careful. You don't want to be known as somebody like a freebie guy. You just go in and download the beat for free and never hear from them again. You don't want that.
And for that, I also sell on Airbit as well, and I did use my free $100.
Oh, he's on Airbit too.
Promo that you get when you get a pro page on Airbit. I've got Airbit so I can monetize my beats on YouTube, which has been a great success now. So once that dropped, I now noticed that I did have a little bit of traction, getting anywhere from like 10 to 30 views a day, you know, which is okay. That's okay. It's not the best, but that did correlate into sales. I'm going to show you now. So on BeatStars, I made $929 net. I sold $1,255 worth of beats, but I was running a Black Friday campaign, so there was quite a significant discount on there. You can see from the sources, these are the
47 items sold. I think the highest amount of items that I've ever sold is about 30. I mean, my prices, it means that I would have made around 2.5 grand. Dog, this math is not mathing. Well, let's continue.
Sales that I made through my website, sold 22 beats, grossing at 330 with the discount, because again, website was one of the biggest things. I had the banners up for the Black Friday sale. And on my pro page, I sold $270, net $195. And then in the marketplace, from an organic point of view, I made 7 item sales.
All of this comes from his marketplace. That doesn't happen to me a lot. Marketplace dry for me.
I was at a gross of £655 with 128 of discount. So the fact that people using discounts are very cool. I believe that's bulk deals that they were using to get the sales. And then you may say that's not $1,000 net technically. Well, on Airbit I made 2 sales. One of them was $100 and the other one was a $15, so that brings it over $1,000. There was no coupons or discount codes on them at all, so it was how it was. So that's how I got to $1,000 doing that. So now I've shown you this information, I just want to quickly emphasize one thing that's very key to this video, and I don't think a lot of people who do similar videos to this tell you, is the amount of work that has been put in months prior to this month and set me up to be able to achieve selling $1,000 worth of beats. Now the first thing I want to point out is I now have 183 beats on my BeatStars account, and I have 111 beats.
Hold up. Let me just go back real quick, because I want to see where was the thing that he showed the free downloads. 166 free downloads, but that's over the last 60 days. But he sold what? So half of the people that... So he's getting 50% return on the people that have downloaded beats, then come back and buy. Well, yeah, he's getting almost a 50% return. So is it actually worth putting your beats available for free download? if you get a 50% return. Interesting.
250 for beats. Now, the first thing I want to point out is I now have 183 beats on my BeatStars account, and I have 111 beats on my Airbit account. So I already have a massive backlog of beats I would have got this month would have been from just the algorithm and having beats up there for a while. So just say if you're getting into beats now and you're not going to make $1,000 in your first month unless you get very lucky, you need to upload the beats and sort of strive to get that $1,000 beat sale down the line. Now, for those of you who are stuck in the $400 to $500 mark, you've got to ask yourself the question, firstly, are you being consistent with your beats? Are you uploading enough? Are you utilizing different strategies to drive traffic outside of BeatStars and Airbits to your store, i.e. email marketing or through Instagram, for example, two that I can just think of the top of my head. It's all about getting eyes and reaching out and networking. It's not just about uploading a beat and just leaving it there and seeing what happens. If I just uploaded 30 beats, for example, this month and not done any marketing at all, I would not have made $1,000. I maybe would have made a couple hundred just from the marketplace and how it is.
Alright. I think he's being honest though. He's actually being honest. That's one of the few videos I've watched where he's actually being honest about what he's doing in the process. Meanwhile, there's some of the bigger people out here who's not being entirely honest about how they have done what they have done and how they got to where they got to. This guy, at least, I know he's being honest. He wouldn't try and sell you a dummy. Not for now, at least. I don't know what happens later on to him, but shout out to him though. But again, like the amount of numbers that he has to make of the sales to even get to that level because of the pricing, and even he said he ran a Black Friday code. He didn't say how much off you got from it, but I assume it will be somewhere between 35 to 50% maybe even. So yeah, had he not ran that scene, he would have made like $300 extra. So I mean, I'm really not sure where I'm going with this. It's even with, if I put my beats prices down by 50%, I would have a low price too. I don't know, maybe I should try it out. Just do the whole month of what's coming up, March. Just do 50% off every beat lease on my website. 50% off, so $23 to, so it's 11.5 for a basic lease. What would happen then? Watch this space, because I'm about to do it. I'm actually going to do it after I record this video. I'm actually going to put the beats down 50% and see what happens. And then I'm going to return back next month and see if I made more money the next month than the previous month from doing that, while continuously pushing the content. I'm actually going to do that. You heard it here first. If you're watching the video. Yeah. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, because it's kind of difficult to maneuver around the algorithm. Also because I should have signed out on my account before I did this. But anyways, let's go to the chat GPT part, because now I gotta be very careful with how I phrase these questions with ChatGPT, because otherwise it's just gonna give me the same generic answers as anyone else would give you. And yeah, that's about it. So how would you my fingers are mad cold, bro. It's actually kind of chill tonight. How would you price beats on a online marketplace. Let's just ask a very broad, generic question and see what happens. Pricing beats on an online marketplace can be tricky and requires careful consideration of several factors. Here are some steps you can follow to price your beats effectively. Research competition. Start by researching what other beat producers are charging for their beats on similar online marketplaces. This will give you a good idea of what the marketplace is and how much you can realistically charge for your beats. Okay, makes sense. Consider the quality of your beats. Your beat quality shall play a significant role in determining their price. Your beat quality should play a significant role in determining their price. Let's continue though. Let's see what it says further on. If your beats are of a higher quality than your competitors, you can justify charging more for them. So that means if you, like me, have a piece of hardware gear, that will automatically mean that your beats is gonna sound of higher quality. Logically speaking, that is. I can justify putting my prices up versus my competitors. Let's keep going. So it also tells me a lot of these people who are charging for $1, they don't have quality beats, basically. That's what this is telling me and everyone else who asked this question. They don't have high quality beats, so you can't trust them to produce something of high quality. So basically people don't care. Who cares? Nobody cares if you have high quality beats. That's what this means too. Allegedly. I don't know. Right, let's continue though. Determine your target market. Consider. Okay. Determine your target market. Consider who your target market is and how much they're willing to pay for your beats. For example, if you're targeting up and coming artists on a budget, you may want to to price your beats lower than if you are targeting established successful artists. So it just gave you a whole other side of the coin. Who are the people that you're targeting? Are you targeting just your regular ass working class man, woman, or whatever who's looking for some beats because he or she wants to make some tracks, release some albums, or maybe have like a wish to produce or make music, start a singing career or rapping career or whatever. But because they are regular working class, they don't have that much to work with really. They might only have like a couple hundreds of bucks. Maybe if they lucky and have a high paying job or something, they got maybe 1,000 to work with from the get-go, that is. So yeah, that makes sense, right? It makes sense. If that's what you're targeting, you can charge $500 at least. That makes sense. At the same time, if you're trying to target like, I don't know, B-list or C-list artists who maybe got 5 to 10 grand to spend, then you can charge a bit more. You can get away with charging $500 at least. So yeah. Or if you're trying to go for industry level, you could probably charge up to 5 to 10. I know industry producers be all the way up to like 15 to 100 for a beat, 100k for a beat. So makes sense. So you got two sides of the coin. Consider your quality or determine your target market. Okay, Let's continue. Factor in exclusivity. If you're offering exclusive rights to your beats, you can charge more than if you're offering non-exclusive rights. Consider the value of exclusivity and adjust the market accordingly. That makes sense too, because when you sell an exclusive, you can't sell it again. Unlike if you sell a lease, you can sell it multiple times. Offer discounts promotions. Offering discounts promotion can be an effective way to attract customers and generate sales. Consider offering discount for bulk purchases or limited time promotions to encourage sales. That makes sense too. Especially during periods where you know that a lot of people are looking to buy beats. Black Friday is a good example of that. That period specifically. November and December. I don't know. I seem to be getting a lot more traffic during those months. I don't know. I don't quite know what it is yet. Test your pricing. Once you sell on the price, test it out and see how it performs. If you're not getting the sales you want, you might need to adjust your pricing strategy. Overall pricing beats on online marketplace requires a combination of research, consideration of the factors listed above, and testing to find the optimal pricing strategy for a target market. Makes sense. I mean, it basically gives you the whole. That's actually crazy it did that. It's crazy that it give you both sides of the coin. It told you, ChatGPT told you to consider the quality of your beats, but also at the same time you need to determine your target market and who they are. You can't just go with either or. You gotta compromise somewhere, unfortunately. Depending on what you're trying to do exactly. Are you trying to just sell beats like they come off the fucking come directly off the chopping board like like a factory? Or you're trying to make specific beats for a specific type of people, custom made stuff, which means you can charge a lot higher because first of all they'll be exclusive, so you can charge way more higher for that. Instead of charging $30 for a lease, you can charge a grand, 1K, 2K, 3K, 5,000, 5K for that shit. So, which means that you only have to do that one joint in order to get that money. So yeah. I mean, there isn't really. It makes sense. So what I'm guessing is these people have simply gone into their heads and said, yo, I'm not trying to target Drake. I'm gonna target this guy who lives in his mama's basement, who just needs some beats for, I don't know, whatever. Just trying to license some beats real fast. He doesn't have a lot of cash on him. He might have a job, he might not. So selling a beat for $1 to them is no problem for either part. Apparently. Allegedly. Even though you gotta sell 1,000 of them to make $1,000. Don't know how they deal with that part though. But that will also mean that the demand for beats is a lot higher than it used to be, because you hear the people who have been out here for like 10, 15, 20 years talking about they were selling leases for 500 to $1,000. Leases, bro. Leases. They sold exclusives for 10 grand online. Like, bro, and they actually sold exclusives too. they did sell them. So one beat got them 10 grand. Just one. That does not really happen now. The highest I've sold a beat for is 5 grand. And it was 5 grand because I had to sell all my rights on it. Because of a argument over a contract. So I decided to cash out on it. Instead of signing that contract because I didn't like it. Because I didn't fuck with it. And there was an argument going back almost a week or some shit like that. That's a story for a whole nother video. That's for a whole nother video. I hope I'm still recording though. Oh yeah, I am still recording. I'm gonna wrap it up now too. So yeah. Let me switch over to the full screen. So yeah. I don't know how much smarter I really got, but I understand it a little bit more why people would do this. But it still doesn't make sense. How are you gonna sell the quantity, the amount of beats you have to sell to actually make some decent money? It is insane. Unless there's some 13 to 15-year-old still living at their mama house just to make some extra some pocket money, like because they don't want to work at McDonald's and shit, which is actually crazy that they even have 15-year-olds at working for McDonald's. That's actually nuts. But again, it's annoying for someone like me who actually tries to put out the best quality stuff that he got every time while staying consistent with it. You know, I have an uploading schedule for beats. It's like every other day or so. Every other day, every third day. Sometimes I might upload 2 in a day or back to back, depending on how I feel and shit. But yeah. With that being said, man, I don't really know what else to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah, man, that's about it. What I got for now. Anyways, Haroutonthetrack signing out. Peace.